appropriations process, to basically stop many of the onerous aspects of this law, because in the short term, let's face it, there's not going to be a repeal because the president will not sign a repeal.
But to be clear, you are for eliminating Obamacare.
Yeah.
Okay. Please ask Charlie Dent. I don't know. This was sent to me Tuesday, July 27th, and I got to be quite honest with you. I couldn't find it, but they said that you voted for a hate crimes bill.
Years ago, yes. It was part of the defense bill.
This is one of the destructive bills to our nation and does not represent what his constituents want. That gets back to, again, all the nonsense of, I don't know, nonsense, but all the issues surrounding last week in Poker Face and what constitutes hate speech and do people have freedom of speech and all of that kind of stuff. What was your thought process? And because they say the hate crimes bill does include speech. I, again, have not had a chance to look that up.
Now, well, here's the bottom line on the hate crimes law. It essentially goes after, put it very candidly, all it does, it essentially goes, it provides for an aggravating circumstance. So if somebody commits a crime, there has to be a crime committed, aggravated assault or some other criminal act. And if that happens, then the hate crime can be charged additionally. It's an aggravating circumstance. So it cannot be charged it's really not charged as a standalone. There has to be some underlying criminal act. And we're not talking about free speech here.
Okay.
And we're not talking about going after a minister who stands up say if there was a minister who would stand up in the pulpit and to say, homosexuality were blasphemous. If you would say something to that effect. You cannot charge that minister with a hate crime.
Okay.
Now, if somebody runs out of the church, grabs a crowbar, and runs up to a gay individual and makes some disparaging comments, hits him with a crowbar, injures him, and that person could potentially be charged with a hate crime as well as the assault, or the aggravated assault.
All right. And I guess pretty much we're all square there, I think. Anything else you wanted to get in?
Yeah, sure. I'm going down to the Gulf Coast momentarily. Actually, I'm going down to the New Orleans. And I'm going to go over the spill zone, and we're going to talk about the response and the recovery. Also talk about this moratorium. I'm very concerned about the moratorium that the administration is trying to impose, which will take an environmental disaster and turn it into an economic calamity if we're not careful.
Right.
So that is a very big issue. So I'm going to be meeting with Billy Nungesser and other officials down there, fishermen, shrimpers, people on the petroleum side too.
Yeah, the stuff seems to have cleaned up pretty well so far. It's sort of encouraging. Also, it's interesting. China surpassed the United States in tons of oil used, and they measure tons of oil. They incorporate all kinds of energy. China has surpassed America. It's the first time America has not been the world's biggest consumer in over a century. I wonder if all the environmental people will be over clamoring against China, just like they are against America's energy policies.
Well, we have to produce energy in America. If we want to become less dependent on unstable parts of the world, it means we have to produce here, and that means we have natural gas reserves, we have petroleum reserves all over the country, and if we don't develop them here, it means we're going to have to get them elsewhere. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Charlie. Have a good trip down to the Gulf, and we'll look forward to talking to you in the near future.
Be back tomorrow. Thanks, Gunther.
Yeah, News Talk 790 WAEB. It is, let's see here, 8:55. The Oric Clean Home Center is still doing the 4-for-1. This is a great thing. This is the I saw the commercials over the weekend on this, on the Oric Silver. What a great vacuum. I mean, I knew that to begin with because of all the stuff Joe sent me, but when you get to see it at length and they go into it in great detail, and that's why you should get to the Oric Clean Home Center, because they can explain all of this to you. But you get the Oric Silver upright for $399.99. Then they give you free the deluxe handheld vac, the turbo brush handheld vac, and then the car vac. So you're getting 4 for 1, all 4 for $399.99 at the Oric Clean Home Centers. And then there's the 4 for 1 on the air purifier. Buy the air purifier, and then they give you free the speed sweep, the fridge purifier, and the cell cleaner, so that it cleans the cell of your air purifier, which is a lifetime filter. 4 for 1 on that for $399.99 at the Oric Clean Home Centers, Quakertown, Trainers Corner Shopping Center next to Kohl's, Allentown Valley Plaza Shopping Center at Airport and Caddy Roads right by Yakko's, East in the Giant Shopping Center, 25th Street. Penteledata Internet. No, it's not Penteledata. We're going over here to AccuWeather with Dean DeVore, underwritten by the Historic Hotel Bethlehem. They still have rooms available for Music Fest. Of course, Thursday night jazz, great meeting rooms, and more. Find out more about all the great offerings of the gorgeous historic Hotel Bethlehem at Hotel